concentration, heat gets transformed from one object to the other object or one substance to the other substance. So can we have a little bit revision please based on the heat?
Yes.
What do you mean by heat energy? Yes, please. Yes, Aditya is saying something.
Because heat is the average kinetic energy of an object. Means if the heat increases, then the kinetic energy also increases.
Okay. Now, heat is a form of energy. Heat is a form of energy that we know now already. Anvesh, I can understand for you, Vibha. It's okay. Yes. Yes, Tanmay.
Yes, teacher. Heat is a form of energy. In physics, we can define heat as the energy which can change a substance state and which can cause expansion in that substance.
Correct. Already we know that heat is nothing but a form of energy and it transforms from higher concentration to the lower concentration. Now heat transfer takes place means actually what? The temperature difference if heat is there, then it gets transferred. Now one example that heat, how it gets transferred. Suppose on a summer day, sunny day, you are playing out in the garden in the morning time. Actually, if it is a summer season, it's too hot outside, correct, on the ground, but still you want to play the football, so you were playing it. Now what happened? Because the temperature outside is suppose 37 or 38 degrees Celsius and you are playing in that particular temperature. What will happen to your body?
The temperature of the body will increase because the heat inside our body is lesser.
Yes. Yes, you.
Can we cause?
That is a different thing. But what about the temperature? Temperature will be yes, dehydration because of the temperature, correct? So what happens? Your body will attend the same temperature what is there outside, correct? So you, as you are playing again, so you will be sweaty, all hot is there outside, correct? So what will happen? Your body temperature will be almost equal to the outside temperature. That is again 37 to 38 degrees Celsius, right? Already we have studied that body temperature, body pressure is always equal to the outside atmospheric pressure as a temperature. Yes or no? So as we have studied about the pressure, atmospheric pressure and body pressures are equal. Similarly, our body temperature and outside temperatures are almost equal. Almost. Okay. So what will happen? You will also acquire, if you are playing football outside on a sunny day, you will also get the same temperature. But after playing, when you come home, little bit you feel better. As soon as you enter, you steps in your house, you start feeling some cooler area, cool air, and you start feeling very nice. Then what you do? You come inside the house, you do all your bags and everything, and you sit on the couches. Because for 5 to 10 minutes, you feel that coolness when you enter the house. Correct? Because fan is going on, the cool, everything. But only for 5 to 10 minutes this lasts. After 5 to 10 minutes, if you observe, your body stops feeling that. Correct? Can you tell me why this happens?
Because it gets fixed.
Because the body temperature gets dropped and
Because the temperature inside our body and of the surrounding becomes temperature. So there is no transfer of heat.
yes, correct. Now
Thermal equilibrium.
your body will acquire the temperature what was there outside. So when you were playing on the ground, your body temperature and outside temperature of the sun was equal, almost 37 to 38 degrees Celsius. But when you enter the house, the inside house the temperature is different because the fan is going on or the ACs are going on. The temperature of the room is different than what is there outside. So whenever you came inside the room, you started feeling the difference in the temperatures. right? But what we said, after few minutes, let's say, if the room temperature is
समझ में आया?
32 or 31 degrees Celsius, so what will happen? For a few minutes, you will feel cooler, very nice, under the fan, very cool. But after few minutes, you will stop feeling that feeling. Why? Because the body temperature and the room temperature now became same. Now what happened here? Why it became same? Because generally the things have a habit of transferring from higher concentration to the lower concentration, right? Even say layer, whatever it is, the energies always move from higher concentration to the lower concentration. So heat, where the heat was more in our body, in our body, because of the outside, because of the sun, the temperature was more. So your body was having the more temperature. So from your body, the temperature moved to the room where there was a lesser temperature, right? But the point has arrived where your body temperature and the outside temperature is same. That is room temperature as well as your body temperature. So that particular point we call as thermal equilibrium. Thermal equilibrium. We call it as thermal. Thermal because thermal means heat. Temperature and heat. Yes, temperature and heat. Thermal. And temperature. Equilibrium means same. So thermal equilibrium is a point where the temperatures of the two substances becomes same. Okay? Yes, understood? Yes. Yes. This is understood other classes, BNC division, radiation. Speak about it. Okay. Yes. Now last year also we studied about there are different ways in which the heat transfer takes place. Can you tell me what are those? Conduction, convection, and radiation. Convection. I said not to speak. Yes.
Teacher, conduction, convection and radiation.
Correct. Radiation. Yes, very good. Conduction, convection and radiation are the three types in which the heat energy gets transformed. Now what differences are there? Yes, I'm telling what are the differences between these three. Now tell me conduction. Conduction means what? We have learned already conduction. Okay, now I'll be telling you. I know it day already I can see you. So conduction means what? When the object is in direct contact with the heat. Now how? Let's take an easiest example. Whenever we are cooking, right? Cooking. What happens at that time? Your utensil directly is in contact with the gas stove. Yes. So here the heat is directly getting transferred to the utensils or the vessels. Correct? So this type of heat transfer is called as conduction. Okay, boiling of the water. Sorry? Boiling of the water. Yes. Where the heat is directly in contact with the utensil, that is the conduction. Okay? So conduction, yes. So cooking, everything where the two objects are in contact, like your gas stove, heat cup, and this one. So this is called as conduction. Now what is convection? Convection, know the area. Okay. Convection ka you are telling me.
Teacher, convection is a process in which the cold air settles down and warm air rises up.
Very good. Yes. The idea, whatever example you gave was incorrect because conduction means this is example of the convection what you said. Okay. Now convection, what this Ahire told is very correct. Convection means what? As the air becomes hotter because of the temperature, then the hotter the air, lesser the density, less density, it goes up. And cooler the air, it is heavier, so it comes down. And this is the cycle. Like ACs, air conditioners what we use? Detergent. Correct. Air conditioners works on the principle of convection, not on conduction, the idea. Air conditioner works on the principle of convection. Now, what do you mean by convection? As we are sitting here, from our body, whatever air comes or whatever air touches your body gets hotter because of your body temperature, right? So, if the temperature of the air is higher, it becomes lighter or less denser. So it goes up to the air conditioner. Then what happens? It gets absorbed, gets cooler the air, it becomes denser and it comes down. Correct? So this is what we call it as convection. What else works on the same principle? Refrigerator. Even refrigerator, we have convection. Now, how you will ask me in the refrigerator? If you have observed, yes, hot air balloon is the best example of convection. Correct. If you have checked hot air balloon, what happens in the hot air balloon? Continuously the flame is there. You have observed that? Yes. Hot air balloon, continuously this burner is there. Why? Why?
So that heat is provided and can make air hotter and then it will
because of the heat, whatever air is there in the surrounding, it becomes hotter. The temperature of the air increases, and as the temperature of the air increases, it becomes lighter. Lighter the air, it immediately goes up, and this is the idea behind the hot air balloons. Okay. So hot air balloon also works on the same principle of convection. Now in the refrigerators, if you have checked, there are different sections. You know? Nowadays there are you can convertible refrigerators, but if you will see our conventional refrigerators, the ice where you are freezing the water is always at the top. Correct? Then the middle sections where you can keep some things like which needs little bit of a cooler things, and at the bottom you have a vegetable section separately, right? It is made separate.
vegetables require a suitable temperature to
Now what happens is actually it requires the temperature. Okay, temperature difference will be there definitely. In the freezer, 0 degrees Celsius is there. The same will be there at the bottom at the vegetable section. No, right?
No.
That is the reason the separate compartments are made. So what happens at the vegetable section? Because whatever air comes out of the vegetable will be little hotter than the section which is there at the upstairs freezer ka.
వస్తుంది కదా
Correct? So, for the vegetable sections are little bit greater or higher than the compartment of the
తక్కువ వస్తుంది మళ్ళీ లోడ్ మీద లోడ్ అవుతుంది.
so convection happens will go to
ఇంకా
the
पहिली बात అంటే
upper portion, that is freezer. There it gets cooled down. Again that cool air will come down. Not only vegetables we are keeping in the refrigerator, correct? If your refrigerator is completely filled like a cupboard, then it takes a lot of time to cool the things. And in summer season, it means you will realize it takes a lot of time to cool down the things if your refrigerator is very much filled. But same if you will compare, your refrigerator is not that much filled, it is quite little bit empty, then all the things get cooler faster. Correct? Why? What happens? Because every object, every substance is having its own different temperature. So air coming from all or touching to all the substances becomes little bit not hotter, but the temperature difference is there because upstairs, that is at the freezer, obviously the temperature is less or lower, correct, compared to all the vegetables or substances you have kept. Wait for the down, and then again it comes down to the different sections. So your refrigerator works on the principle of convection as well as evaporation.
Oh.
Okay. Convection, so you know. Now how evaporation, that we will be learning after few minutes. Okay. This you understood what you mean by conduction and what is convection.
Yes.
Correct? Okay.
Yes.
Now the one more. Ushari was saying something.
क्या convection और
Yes, teacher, it's a very clear that part of where the air will go, which if we want to cool down.
Sorry, not getting your question.
It's a very key. There are 3 layers, so where we keep
Upper portion, very upper portion. As hotter the air, no, it travels everywhere. Throughout the refrigerator, the air is moving. Correct. So it goes to the upper portion where the air is gets cooling. That means if you see the section upstairs, there are few window-like structures from where it is continuously coming. So there it is cooling the air or absorbing the hotter air. Okay?
Yeah.
Yes. Now one more is that radiation. Have you heard this word?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, fine. What is the radiation?
Means the radiation of the heat. Transfer of heat energy without a medium.
Correct. Yes. Now, here we were talking about the air. Air is required, no? Warmer the air goes up, coming down. Gamma radiation. Okay, fine. Radiation is something which doesn't require any medium for propagation. Take an example of the sunlight. Sunlight reaches to our earth, correct? Every day we are getting it. Okay. You may say that air is there, so air is helping, or the medium is there, so the light energy is coming to us. But my question is, if you go to the space,
No air.
the sunlight, their light will not reach. So our planets, different planets like Saturn or everything, the light rays are not reaching to them. Reaching, no?
Yes.
Each and every planet is getting the sunlight. So can you tell me, is the medium required there?
No.
That means even in the vacuum, we are getting the light or light
and heat.
Right? So light can go or can pass through the vacuum as well as air. So radiation
अभी
means
चिल्ड्रन
what?
डे में बता
Radiation
दे
means it doesn't require any medium for the transfer of the heat. Now why we talked about the light energy? Because light energy is related to the heat energy, correct? From the sun we are getting light as well as heat energy. It is completely dependent on the sun rays, right? Heat energy. So heat doesn't require any medium to get transformed like in the radiation. So that also doesn't require any medium or what? That requires the medium. So it is different picture. Whatever you are saying, nuclear fission and all, that is different. It requires a medium. Okay? Radiations are existent. Okay. Now, did you understand what are the 3 types in which the heat transfer takes place? Conduction, convection, and radiation. Radiation ka the easiest example. Can you tell me?
Thermos flask.
Aise, shut your mouth.
कुक्सिकम
Microwaving oven. Okay, Rachit, very good. Okay, Rachit never answered in the offline classes, but online is active listener. Okay, now, very good. The example is the thermos flask. Why do people use the thermos flask? Nowadays, you people will start using it again because now it is a winter season, right? The cold and cough, all the issues will start. So you will drink warmer water. water or the hot water. So we will use the thermos flask. Now thermos flask, what it does, it keeps the water warmer for a long time as well as cooler for the long time, right? Yes. Right. You are using the normal bottles, even steel ka or copper ka normal bottle you are using. Whatever warm water you keep in that in the morning, will it be same at 12 o'clock? No. Why this difference is there then? Yes? Correct. Yes, Amire. Yes. Because if you check, your normal copper bottle or a steel bottle is little different than your thermos flask. Now what are the differences? It has different layers. So Anand, please stop wasting your time in changing the DPs and all. Okay. Huh. Now, if the thermos flask you check, it has 3 to 4 layers. One is outside layer is aluminium or steel, whatever it is. Inside it has some black color of coating, and inside that is with glass. Yes, the thermos flask which used to come earlier. If you have seen that, the glass was also
It has
visible.
very
Correct?
premium, rich quality
Yes.
of
Why so many coatings we have for the thermos flask?
To make the heat captured inside the bottle.
Yes, because it creates the barrier to the heat. Because of that, the heat is not able to transfer outside, and that is the reason it takes time to go out. So, for few hours, like 5 to 6 hours, it can keep the things like substances like liquid, whatever it is, juices, or your tea or the water cooler or warmer for a longer time. Understood radiation, but that doesn't mean it has some harka limitation. After 6 hours or after 8 hours, then the water starts become normal. Yes, the time period is different for the different materials. So what material they use is
Teacher means the heat, we can't store the heat permanently in a container. No?
no. No. Well, now, can you measure the heat?
Yes.
No.
In form of joules. Yes, yes.
and
Can you
we
measure the
good
heat?
We cannot. No, teacher.
No, ma'am. We
Can only measure temperature.
You can measure only temperature. So is there any difference between temperature and the heat? Just a second. Sorry for the disturbance. Okay. So where were we? What is the difference between the heat and the temperature? Can you tell me? Yes.
It cannot be measured, but temperature can be measured.
Okay. It cannot be.
Heat is a form of energy, whereas temperature is not a form of energy.
Correct.
SI unit of heat is joule and SI unit of temperature is Kelvin.
Correct. SI unit of heat is joule or calories or kilocalories, है ना? These days we are using these calories, kilocalories. मैं इतना calorie burn किया because I worked in the gym. है ना? That is what you say. Or nowadays you are having the smart watches. Means it is keeping a track how much you walked, how many steps you walked. So as you are walking, it is burning your calories. Calories means what then? Whatever energy you are storing. What energy? We are eating food. Correct? Whatever body, your body is required, the temperature or your body is required, the energy is get used by the food, whatever you are eating. The food is the only one which is giving you the energy, correct? But if you are not using all the energy what you have ate, what happens to that? It gets stored in your body as a fat.
Fatty acids.
Correct. So what happens to that? Then whenever you are walking or you are doing some exercises, the stored energy is gets used up. And then we say that we have burned so many calories. So how do you burn the calories? Calories means what? It is nothing but a form of energy which is already there in your body, which is in the store form. है ना? What we say, the fats are the store form of the energies, correct? Even if you will not eat for 7 to 8 days, nobody will die immediately. You will feel weak, no doubt. But can we die? No. Even if I am not eating for the 8 days, I can survive. Why? Because whatever stored form of energy I am having in my body in the form of fat, I will start using it. So you can see after 8 days or 10 days, maybe I have become little bit leaner. Correct? Because whatever fat was there, stored one, got used up completely. But it's not like the energy the body doesn't have at all. 1 minute, 1 minute. Your mic is muted.
Vijay, you are muted.
Sorry. Okay. So where are we?
Fat.
It is nothing but the heat energy. Okay, so we were checking the difference between the heat and the temperature, right? So heat we cannot measure, but temperature we can measure, correct? We can use the different instruments to measure the temperature. Like one you know that is thermometer. You have the thermometers in the laboratories, as well as you have the thermometers to check your body temperature as well. Both are same. No, both are different. है ना? One we uses in the laboratories is different one, and the one you uses in the houses or hospitals is different one, little bit. Correct? Yes. Then, what is the difference? The units of both will be obviously different. Heat we measure as it is a form of energy we measure in the joules or the calories or the kilocalories, and the temperature we measure either Celsius, degree Kelvin or degree Fahrenheit or Kelvin. Correct? Degree Celsius, degree Fahrenheit or Kelvin. If you check the thermometer with which you check your body temperature, two sides are given. One is of degree Celsius, another one is degree Fahrenheit. Correct? So generally we check in degree Celsius. Degree Fahrenheit, if you know how much and what to see, then you can get Fahrenheit में conversion degree Celsius का कितना होता है. Last year we studied this. We had numericals based on that, correct? And the Kelvin, both are related. So if I say 0 degree Celsius, 0 degree Celsius is a freezing point. Yes. How much it will be in the Kelvins? It is 270 Kelvin. 270. And it is. Why do we not measure temperatures by using the Kelvin?
डैडी का फर्स्ट
You have to convert it.
वापस
As we know the conversions. Okay.
Usually in thermometers they use Fahrenheit scales, right?
यस वीजी
Thermometers are
Thermometers use Fahrenheit scale to measure the heat.
correct. Yes. This conversion is also correct. The one who asked me. 273 is the boiling point in Kelvin. 373 it is. Because 100 in degree Celsius, add 273 in that. 273 is only the boiling point in Kelvins. So add 100 in that, it becomes Kelvin ka. So 373 degrees Celsius is a boiling point of water in Kelvin. Okay. Now, as it is related to the heat energy, so every day we use this heat energy. Now where boiling and evaporation. These are the common things we use, correct? Or we see in our everyday life where heat is getting used up. evaporation takes place in the summer season, not even in the summer season. These days also, evaporation takes place as the temperature difference is there, but still the evaporation takes place. It is a natural phenomenon, right? So evaporation and boiling are the two things where every day we are using the heat energy. Now how it happens and what is the difference between boiling and evaporation, that we are going to tell. But the basic difference between boiling and evaporation. Now you tell me, evaporation, where it happens?
So you can go with English. You can become a literature also. Learn more English. Learn vocabulary. Learn daily
Layer of
newspaper.
the liquid
Read
which
the
is
newspaper.
exposed to the sunlight.
तो
If
फ्यूचर में
we
अपना
are
गोल
talking
ऐसे सेट
about
करना है तो कुछ
naturally
नहीं है
when it is
ऐसे ही
happening, so whatever
ऐसे
the
बैठना
upper
है
layer
पैर पे
is
पैर डाल
exposed
के
to the sunlight,
हाँ?
then
सब जन किधर किधर जा
then
रहे हैं छूने के लिए आसमान कोई
evaporation
चांद पे जा रहा है कोई मार्स पे जा रहा है तो किधर जाएगा धरती पे रहेगा
So the
धरती
basic
का बोझ
difference
बन के
between evaporation and boiling is evaporation is the surface phenomenon, but if you check boiling, boiling में क्या होता है? Bulk phenomenon. Bulk phenomenon. It's a bulk phenomenon. What do you mean by bulk phenomenon?
It covers throughout the liquid.
Yes, whenever you keep the water to boil in the utensil. Now what happens? It happens step by step. Now step by step means how? First, you are providing the heat energy to the utensil. Utensil gets heated up. Then the very first layer, which is at the bottom, gets the heat. The heat gets transferred to the next layers. Correct? So each and every layer gets involved of the water in the boiling. So bulk में this is happening. No. So boiling is a bulk phenomenon, whereas evaporation is only a surface phenomenon. Understood the basic difference? Another difference is evaporation happens at any temperature. है ना?
डैडी ने बोली थोड़ी
Sir, but the temperatures are below the boiling point.
Yes, below the boiling point. It happens at any temperature. No particular temperature requires for our evaporation. But if you check boiling happens at the boiling point. So for water, everybody knows it is 100 degrees Celsius, correct? Yes. But different liquids. Take an example, like your alcohol, ether, ester, or anything. Check your tea also. Your boiling point of water and boiling point of tea. Boiling point of
और
milk.
जीरा नंबर पे डाल
Different, correct? Volatile liquids are different. Their boiling points are different. Now, how to check the boiling point? At the point where
राजेश
it starts creating the bubbles.
तेरे को बैडमिंटन में
That particular temperature we consider as a boiling point. Understood? Sharva Vaze?
ఏం చేస్తున్నావే
Okay?
నంబర్ చూడదా
Got it? Yes.
Yes,
What's the
yes,
difference
931.
between boiling and evaporation?
तेरा भी वही है ना
Okay.
913 है ना तेरा स्टार्टिंग
Boiling
9987432
whereas evaporation
913
takes
किसका
time.
है
No process.
Boiling occurs at a fixed temperature. Correct. Now, difference between the evaporation and boiling. Evaporation depends on so many factors.
9987432
One by one we will speak about it. Now, evaporation means what? Upper layer, whenever it is exposed to the sunlight or the heat energy, it gets evaporated. Means what? The liquid converts
जितना
itself into
पैसा
the
का कैलकुलेशन कर
gaseous
रहे हो
states, right? State
अभी इसमें से
changes
EMI
so
इतना
that
जाएगा
liquid changes into
27
gas. Correct? Now, the water cycle is a common example of the
50
evaporation and convection.
तो इसको डन
Both is happening there. Both is happening there. Correct? Evaporation as well and convection as
भाषा
well.
है क्या
So the best examples are water cycle. Now, what happens in the evaporation? Whatever
27500 EMI
energy
जाएगा
they
ठीक है
are
बचा 50
absorbing, heat energy I'm saying, sunlight.
तो
So that energy, the
13,000
first layer
जाएगा
of water absorb
EMI
and they use it
37
to
बचा
break the bonds
37 में से अभी
between
अपना खाना
the
पीना धोना
liquids. So when
Yes.
after what happens after they absorb the temperature, they start breaking the bonds in between the liquids and the state change takes place. Like liquid changes to gas. this is how the evaporation takes place. Now, the surface area is very much important if we are talking about evaporation. Now, how? Suppose take an example that you have a mixture of
Not working.
salt and water. Okay. Now this Atharva Ahire kept his solution of salt and water in one cup, small cup.
99 lakhs कमाएगा
And this Chinmay Savan, he took one big vessel
कितना
like a flat surface, and in that he did add his solution of salt and water. Both of them kept both the things in the sunlight. Okay. The cup of Ahire and the Savan kept his petri dish, bigger petri dish in the sunlight,
customer में आता
where
है
you can see
no just raise
the evaporation Chinmay is provided.
Surface is large.
But provided, I did not give you any others. The quantity of both the liquids were same. So at the same time, when
फैट सा क्या है
every layer at the time is exposed to the sunlight, that time the evaporation will be faster. Now what happened in Chinmay's case, as he took the petri dish, a flat surface, all the area, all the water were at the time exposed to the sunlight. Correct? They came in contact with the light at the time. So evaporation happened rapidly for each and every liquid molecules. But what happened in the case of the Ahire, as he took or he chose the cup, it made the water gets divided into different layers. So what happened here? The very first layer which was exposed to the sunlight, only that layer got evaporated first. Other layers of liquid are still there. I know. Yes? Yes. Okay. So the area matters a lot in the evaporation. Then the most common example of evaporation where area means you will get an idea whenever you are washing the clothes. You wash the clothes in the washing machine. As it is, you will keep. We will spread them and then okay. After spinning, you can means you took out the clothes and you kept as it is. This happened. No. Every time. No, we will spread the clothes. Why do you spread the clothes then?
Because to increase the surface area.
After taking the machine, you have to get the clothes
Evaporate more.
Correct.
So the evaporation occurs faster.
Yes. Now what happens here? Take two examples. Like boys or girls even nowadays, as they are very much pampered, they have the habit whenever they come out in the morning from the bathroom, towel is they are throwing on the beds, right? And because mummy is there to pick it up. But one day, if your mother decided not to pick it up, so when you go home, by the time it stinks, some smell is coming, and even you can observe that it is not dried up. Still, it is wet. In the morning you kept it, but still in the afternoon it is wet. It has not dried up. Correct? What is the reason behind that?
Has not occurred.
Correct. Now, there is a girl who was very particular. What she did, her towel she kept as sprayed करके पूरा ऐसे रखा था to dry it up. And the boy was very lazy. He kept his towel as it is. By the time they reaches the home, the girl found out her towel is dried up completely. But the boy's towel is stinking as well as it's not at all dried up. What happened in this case is the towel of the girl, what she did, she spread nicely. Spread the towel.
Spread the towel.
Yes. The length means what was the area of the towel? The complete area of the towel was exposed to the sunlight. If she has kept it in the window, or if it is in the house, then to the fan, under the fan. If usually our clothes to dry up. Yes. So in this case, what happened? If your total surface area is exposed to either sunlight or wind, the evaporation becomes faster. Now, the scrambled one, the towel which was scrambled one, what happened in that? The area which was exposed to the sunlight or the wind, only that particular area got dried up. Under ka towel as it is. Wait, that is why it smells also there. Right? Correct? So, area. As the area increases, the evaporation also increases. Understood? Yes. Increase in the area increases the evaporation.
Teacher, I have a doubt.
Yes.
Teacher, if we keep ice cube in the room temperature, we see the fumes coming out of the ice. So is it the evaporation?
Yes. As it start absorbing the temperature, some changes we can see. Correct. But these fumes are nothing but a gas only. Okay. Then to connect it to the same one. Now maybe whenever you go to the native places, there are the rivers. On the river banks, you can see there are ladies who washes the clothes there. Correct?
Yes.
अभी नहीं देखा because nowadays nobody is going to the rivers and washing the clothes. But if you have seen in the movies, still in the movies they show it. Village का scene दिखाना है तो few girls or ladies are sitting there, they are washing the clothes, they are drying the clothes there itself. है ना? We have also seen that then maybe the girls they are so happy just to spread the cloth and they fold it like this for few minutes, 10 to 15 minutes let's say. They are just folding the cloth like that and within few minutes the whole wet cloth gets dried up. How? Because of wind. Wind and sunlight and sunlight area. Yes, nearby the watery places there is a wind. Wind breezes, land breezes, sea breezes, we know that, correct? The breeze is coming, so they are standing, correct? Yes, Patil, I don't know which Patil it is this, but wind and sunlight both are correct because sun rays are also there and wind is also there. So if you have observed, they stand in the direction where wind is blowing continuously. So what happens as the surface area, the total surface area is exposed to the sunlight and as well as to the wind. Because of the continuous blowing of the wind, the evaporation happens faster. So if the wind increases, evaporation increases. As the surface area increases, evaporation increases. When the temperature increases outside, evaporation increases. So there we can see, है ना, three different season में different timings for drying the clothes. In summer season it happens very quickly. Within an hour or two your clothes are dried up. But same happens in winter season. Little bit. It depends on the yes wind. If it is a continuously blowing wind, then your clothes get dried up. It happens because of the sunlight, because of the temperature. Okay. But in the rainy season may what happens? It takes 2, 3, 4 days. You can't even say how many days it will take to dry your clothes. Correct? Why? Because in rainy season moisture is also there in there.
Humidity.
Yes. Because as the moisture increases, as the humidity increases. Now what do you mean by moisture and humidity? If continuously it is raining,
Water
amount of water present in the yes. In the air we have water droplets present. तो मतलब वेट क्लोथ में भी वाटर है, बाहर के एयर में भी वाटर है, तो वाटर कंटेंट इज देयर, सो हाउ कम it will dry the clothes immediately.
So evaporation rate will be much less.
Correct. So it affects the rate of evaporation. If the humidity is present in the atmosphere, the rate of evaporation decreases. Understood? Only when the humidity increases, the evaporation decreases. Or else, if the temperature is more, rate of evaporation is more. If the area is more, rate of evaporation is more. Then, when the temperature of the liquid is more, evaporation will be more. Okay? Understood?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Fine. Now boiling. Now applications already we spoke about that how the evaporation takes place in the refrigerator, how the evaporation takes place in the air conditioners when we use, correct? Evaporation, how? Okay, the common example of the evaporation. Suppose, sorry?
Water cycle. Water cycle.
Yes, the most common example. Okay, one more example we will take. Whenever you have a fever, maybe your grandmother's, mother's, what simple technique they use is they take a chilled water. In that little bit salt they add or vinegar they add, and then the lenient. This Vaishali Srinivas, who is that? I don't know. Please turn off your audio. Some linen clothes they dip in that water and they keep on your forehead. Right? After few minutes, when you check the same strip which was completely wet, little bit it has dried up. Enough? Yes. They are doing it for few minutes or maybe for half an hour they did it. After half an hour or an hour, if you check your body temperature, you will observe that your body temperature has come down. Right? Now what happens in this case? This is nothing but evaporation. Now what happens is
Because the water absorbs our body cloth.
yes, the water absorbs the heat from our body. If you have heard me clearly, they use the chilled water. है ना? Chilled water.
It absorbs more
Correct. As the water is cooler, it will absorb the more heat, right? So more the heat absorbed by the fluid, it gets evaporated and then ultimately your body temperature drops down. So whenever you visit the hospital when you have the malaria and doctor advise you to get admitted, so first thing they do is malaria patient and all chilled water may they sponge your body. है ना? You will be like, पागल है क्या? Already I am having a fever, and in that they are using the chilled ice cool water to means sponge me up. Why? Because there is a reason behind it. What is the reason? As
So that the chill water will absorb the body heat and make it the normal temperature.
correct. Yes. Your body heat, whatever temperature is there, the high temperature in your body get absorbed by the cooler water, and because it is getting absorbed, the body temperature comes little bit down. So this lowers down your body temperature immediately. Within an half hour or hour, you can check. If you check your body temperature, you will observe that it has dropped down now. So this is nothing but the evaporation, right? One more, whenever you apply sprays, perfumes, है ना? If you are absorbing on the cloth, nothing will feel. But if you are applying on the skin, है ना? If you have applied on the skin,
feel cool.
yes, skin gets cooled up. How? Suppose I have applied the perfume on this particular area. Now what happened here? As the alcohol or something is volatile. Volatile means what? Even after passing the little heat, it gets evaporated. Volatile liquids, correct? Now, if the portion from here, heat is get lesser, how I will feel? Cooler.
Cool.
So same happens. Yes, same happens whenever you are applying the perfumes or some sprays. As it is a very volatile liquid, it gives you a cooler sensation afterwards.
Your volatile liquid means
Volatile liquid means जिसका boiling point is very less.
okay.
So the examples of the volatile liquids are diesel, petrol, your kerosene,
alcohol.
yes, your sanitizers, correct, which evaporates quickly. Now, you take an example of the sanitizer. You take few drops. Is it visible afterwards?
No.
Correct? Why? Because little bit temperature you generate by just scrubbing your hands, that much temperature is enough for the liquid to gets evaporated. So you cannot even see that. Even your kerosene or petrol diesel, if it is spilled on the road, you cannot even see the traces of that.
पहले से था
Just oily marks are there behind, but you cannot see that complete petrol or diesel has fallen down, right? Because as it absorbs the temperature from the roads or from the sunlight, as soon as it gets the heat energy or the temperature, it starts evaporating itself. So this we call it as volatile liquids, means jiska boiling point very very less, and with the smallest heat energy if you provide, it's get evaporated completely.
3
Understood? Yes? Okay. So these are the applications. Now boiling. Boiling means what? And how the boiling happens.
प्रवीण
Teacher, when the liquid reaches at some temperature, it starts boiling on heating.
Now, as we have seen in the evaporation, same happens in the boiling. Now, what happens in the boiling? Initially, when you leave the water to boil, the temperature is different. And after few minutes, if you check, means when water starts boiling actually, when you see started, means the bubble started coming out, means the water started boiling, correct? So at that time, if you check the temperature remains constant. Temperature never changes further. Once it reaches to the boiling point, no further change in the temperature takes place. Now why? What happens? Initially, because the heat is used to boil the water. Heat is sufficient to the water to get evaporated. Correct. But what happens initially? Why the water changes first? Because as it started absorbing, one molecule of water absorbs the temperature, transferring to other, as a transformation heat is going on, correct? So the temperature initially was different, and after, as it is transforming the heat energy to each and every molecule, the temperature becomes different, correct? Now whatever temperature they got, it, as the heat energy increases, the activity between the molecule also changes, right? They start moving faster. Their internal energy increases. Now what happens in the boiling? As the energy increases, the bonds between the water molecules starts getting weaker. So the bonds between the water molecules get destroyed. No. So we can...
It gets separated and gets away from each other and finally it turns out gas.
Yes. Correct. Because of the K increases. And they spread it from each other. They do spray little bit. Correct. So when you check, it is maybe it has observed that little bit it has increased, and also there is a change in the state, means fumes are coming out, no? So at the same time the liquid is also changing into the gaseous state. So bond breaking is going on. As the internal energy of the molecule increases, they start breaking the bonds in between the molecules. So this is boiling, but only at some, means up to some temperature. At some temperature it stops, correct? When it reaches to the boiling point, then there is no further change in temperature. The temperature remains constant there. Understood? Yes. Now go through the, means they have given you already along with the parameters what are the differences between the boiling and evaporation. Now this particular topic of boiling evaporation is getting repeated so many times, so this we will be keeping for evaluation as OBD. This topic as well as the diagrams made by concave and convex mirrors, all 7 diagrams, that will be for OBT. Okay, because this time you have very less time to complete the portion, so for OBD we will be evaluating something. 100 degrees Celsius means completely boiling. Maybe it happens, no, because see, earth core, you can't say what is the temperature inside the earth core. It is different for different places. So as we have the examples also now that hot water kunda is there, so it is something magic or what. No, means there are the places where adjacent to each other there is cold water stream and there is hot water stream. Why? Because inside the earth, the temperature is different there at that particular place, and that is why it is happening. Right? It happens, no? Maybe you are learning geography also, insides of the earth, what is there at the core of the earth. So you might be knowing that the temperatures are a little different at the different places. Okay? Okay.
Yes.
Now, as we are dealing with the heat energy, little only for 10-15 minutes I'll take more, then we will stop. Okay? Is it okay? So thermal expansion, what do you mean by thermal expansion? We will speak about it. Now as we are dealing with the heat energy, because of the heat, there are so many changes we see in our daily lives as well. Now what are those? Suppose, if you check outside your buildings, the wires of the cables or wires of the telephones, you see that in the summer season it is as a sagging, है ना? ऐसे झूला झूल रहे, they are sagging. But if the same you check now in the winter season, the same thing appears like somebody has stretched. Yes. So do we have such a prompt service that if the wire is sagging, immediately the persons will come and fix it? No. Then why it is happening? What is the reason it is happening? Because contract. Okay, one person at a time. Okay. Now what happens is the material which we use to make it. First is we use the rubber, correct? Rubber has a tendency, like it is a solid. So solids have a tendency to absorb the heat energy. Now what happens? After absorbing the heat energy, as I said, there is a changes in the internal energy of the particles. What will happen? They will increase the size. Correct, Samya? They increases in the size because continuously heat energy they are absorbing. कोई किसी ने शेड बनाया है क्या वायर्स के लिए differently? No, there is no different coverings also. So what will happen if it is continuously absorbing the heat energy? It starts becoming little bit bigger. Suppose 100 meter ka wire you have placed initially, maybe in the summer season you have observed that it became 105 meters or 110 meters. Because depends on the temperature. ज़्यादा temperature रहेगा तो the extension will be more or the thermal expansion will be more. So what do you mean by thermal expansion? Means after absorbing the continuous heat, if the object is changing its size, shape or volume, it is called as thermal expansion. Now there are three different types of thermal expansions. Suppose the scale after heating, what will increase for scale? Area or volume or only length?
Area.
Length, no? Scale like rod-like structure. Only a rod-like structure. So only length. Okay. So this we call it as linear expansion. Now, if I am talking about a thin sheet of paper, thin sheet of steel, you see, steel cup, thin sheet, so it has length as well as breadth, correct? So if we are considering length and breadth, what will change? Length. No, if we have
Area.
what will change?
Area will change.
Area. And if you are considering length, breadth as well as
area,
height, then volume.
Height and
Volume
volume.
will change.
thermal
Correct.
expansion.
Just a second. I'll just share the picture. Give me 2 minutes. If it is visible, let me know. Is it visible?
Yes, teacher.
Yes. Now check. Three different types of thermal expansion in solid. We are talking about in solids, huh?
Linear
Now, linear expansion. Linear expansion means what? Take an example of the rod. If the length of this rod, suppose, is 5 centimeters, if I provide the heat energy to this rod, because of the heat, this metal expands. तो ये जो है ना, this is my actual rod, but this much after applying the heat energy it expanded. So that is what called as linear expansion. Linear expansion means what? Where only length changes. Where only length changes. Okay?
Yes.
Now next one. This is a thin sheet like a patra. Okay? Like any metal ka you can take. Now what happened? This is a
Pallavi
square.
teacher.
Can you see this is square in shape inside? So that means it has two sides, length and breadth. Now what happens if I provide the heat energy to this thin sheet of paper or thin sheet of metal? After absorbing the heat energy, the solid has a tendency to expand. So from all the sides it will expand, no? Or only from one side it will expand?
On the side.
All the sides, because all the molecules will absorb all the energy. Yes, so it will absorb same energy, so it will expand from all the sides. So when the area changes, area, length and breadth, 2D structure. So this is called as superficial expansion. Okay, what is superficial expansion? If the area changes after providing the heat energy. Understood? Now come to the third one. This is a 3D structure where there is length, breadth as well as height. Right? So if all the three things changes.
Volume.
Correct. We call it as volume expansion. Yes. Got it?
Yes.
Yes. So 1 minute.
And teachers, they use a iron rim for a wheel and expand it.
Sorry?
They use steel rim and expand it by heating and put it on the bottom of the wheel and then they cool it and then it becomes tight.
Okay. We will, yes, we are going to discuss it. How the thermal expansion and contraction happens. Now this was for solids. Even liquids also expand, correct? Now what is the common example of the expansion in the liquids? Whenever you keep milk for boiling, what happens?
It expands.
It expands and it falls down. Correct? If you are not looking properly, it falls down. Why it happens? Because liquid expands after providing the heat energy. So what with the gases? Gases also expand?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Gases also expand after providing the heat energy. Okay. So maybe many left. The count was 94. Now just 60 are there. I have extended lecture. I know. Few minutes. No. They burns. Burning is different and expanding is different. Okay, so can we stop here then? Yes, teacher. Okay. So for ABC, whenever we have lectures, we will be continuing this. Okay?
Yes. Thank you, teacher. Have a nice day.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, teacher. Have a nice
Bye,
day.
teacher. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Ma'am,